Good afternoon, people. Welcome to Football with Brownie and welcome to the World of Football show. Now, I really like doing this each and every week. We basically try to educate the younger generations that there's more to the world of football than just La Liga, Premier League or Serie A. So today we are going to the largest country on the planet Earth. Yes, you guessed it. It's Mother Russia. And to help me out today, I've been joined by, I hope I get this right, Mark, St. Petersburg's social media editor.
Yes, yeah, hello, Brownie. Yeah, that's right, pretty much.
And TalkSport contributor, Mark Bowen. Many, many thanks, Mark. Or shall I say, Privyet?
Privyet. Well, Privyet. Not bad. Thank you for having me on here, Brownie.
No problem at all. Okay, well, tell us about yourself, Mark.
So as you say, I do Zenit social media. I also do everything to do with English for the club, run the websites, oversee our foreign language websites. We have Spanish, Polish, Portuguese, everything like that. All our foreign media is my bag. And I'm at the Gazprom Arena now. We've got the biggest match in Russia coming up this afternoon. It's Zenit versus Lokomotiv Moscow. If we win, we take the title.
Yeah, I've been studying the league table. I've been studying the league table. So
Loco are just behind us. They're second, so it's top v second with 3 games to go. It's really exciting.
Well, you're at the Gazprom Arena. What's it like with COVID over there, then, Mark?
Well, we've had the. It seems like Russia and England. Well, I know you're in Spain, but Russia and England seem to be well ahead of everyone here. We've had the COVID injection, vaccination program for quite a while, and we actually run one at the stadium.
Okay.
We have done for a good few months now, where fans can get their injection for free. They just need to bring their local, like the version of your national insurance card along. Bring that, you get your vaccination. I had mine done way back in, I think it was before New Year. I had mine, so. Things seem to be pretty good over here at the moment compared to Europe.
I wish I could say the same about you in Spain. I don't know anyone who's had a vaccine. I can honestly say that, and you know, according to reports, we've both ourselves and Italy were the worst hit in Europe going back when it first came out. But you know, never mind. As per usual, Russia takes the lead in many things. Mark, as I what I mentioned earlier on about this this kind of series in which I'm doing, it's educating the younger generations of football fans really to to widen their mind regarding what many countries around the world has done for the world for the game of football over the years. And I must admit, I'm 42 years old. I was always under the golden generation of the 80s. But until I'd done my homework, I didn't realize just how good the Russian team were in the 60s, obviously led by Lev Yashin.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because the European Championships wasn't as organised as it is nowadays. I mean, you know, even going back to Wales in '76, we got to apparently the quarter-final stage, but the way the structure was then, it was home and away and so on.
Yeah, it was different, wasn't it?
Because Russia won the first European Championships in 1960. They were runners-up then 4 years later. And then in '66, they finished their best, or Soviet Union, I should say. They finished their best World Cup placing, which was 4th.
Yeah, semi-finalist. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, is it because England won '66, and we all know about the Brazilian team? I'm just wondering why it's not more known within the football community, just how good that Russian team were.
Well, initially, first of all, you said about the golden generation. See, in Russia, they're sort of regarded as 2 golden generations. You're right, the one at the end of the 50s and the 60s, and as well as everything you said there, winning the Euro champs, running up, World Cup semi-finals. Russia also won the gold. Soviet Union won the gold medal at the 56.
The
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Olympics.
56 Olympic Games. So, and that's all you're talking the Lev Yashin time there, post Second World War. Yashin, and you know, they had a very, very good team throughout, you know, late 50s, 60s. And then in the 70s, you hit a massive slump when they really failed to qualify for stuff. Late 70s, you had Oleg Blokhin, who turns up, who wins the Ballon d'Or.
Most cap player, isn't he? I think Oleg Blokhin.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. I think you're probably right. I think he's the most cap player. There's Oleg Blokhin you had, and Lev Yashin, both winning the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
Lev Yashin you mentioned. And then again, you hit the 80s. Actually, at the end of the 70s, the Soviet team won the first ever Youth World Cup. And it's the team of the 80s. You can use the same names, Prosesov and Rats.
Was that what won in Japan?
Don't.
I'm on about.
I think it's in South America.
Yeah.
No, it was in North Africa. It was in North Africa.
Oh,
I think Tunisia. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's 77 or 79. First Youth World Cup. This very, very good Soviet team emerges. All young guys. All of them. Well, 90% of them. It turns out in the 80s, all from Dynamo Kiev.
Dynamo Kiev, I know. And I love the old photos, you know, from that era. Many of them black and white. And
they look much older than they actually are.
But it just shows just how successful that period was.
That 80s, that golden generation. The names that you know we mentioned: Blokhin, Vasily Rats, Besanov, and Protesov. Desayev, the goalkeeper. They had a very, very good team, but you won't find a team that was probably more unlucky or come off the back of worse decisions that they were stopped. 86, the best World Cup, the best match at the 86 World Cup is Russia versus Belgium. Ends 4-3.
I remember it.
And Russia are 2-1 up. Some brilliant goal. Was it Rats? Anyway,
Belanov as well.
Was it Belanov who scored?
Yeah,
I think there was a hat trick. Well, it must be maybe it's Belanov. Yeah, got a hat trick. But they're 2-1 up, closing the game down, and then one of the worst goal you'll ever see, an offside. The guy is miles offside. For Belgium, gets given, and Belgium win it in extra time. And that Soviet 86 team could have really gone on. And then you've got the Soviet 88 team, which lost to the Netherlands in that classic final with a Van Basten goal. But the Soviets actually beat the Netherlands in the group stage.
Yeah, they beat them in the opening game of that group.
So
it's crazy that they went through. They both got qualified out of the group. They went through and they met each other in the final. I don't think that's ever happened before.
Hang on. What about Denmark? Did Denmark and Germany meet? Denmark, Germany, 92. I might be wrong. You're in my. See, I'm the same age as you now, so this is my era, late 80s, 90s. But there's that. So the 88 Euro champs, brilliant team, and then 90. This is sort of the team's winding down now. They meet Argentina in Naples. Maradona handballs it off the line. Argentina go up and score the first. Then a terrible red card gets given against I think it's Besanov again on Kanija. Sent off about half time. So two shocking decisions, and Russia are out. They look, you know. So if a couple of decisions have gone a different way in those World Cups, who knows? They could have been. Should have been. I sound like a typical England fan, don't I? You know, could have gone the other way. Could have been. What could have been? But the Russians really did come off the back of some. You know, really did. Some hard luck.
I remember that Belgium because I'm of the opinion your first World Cup is always your favourite World Cup.
Probably, yeah.
You know, and Mexico was mine. You know, many people say 82 was better. Unfortunately, for me, it's Mexico. But I do remember because they beat Hungary 6-1 in the group stage.
Yeah, they smashed Hungary. Yep.
Yeah, and then they went through, and because Belgium had two really high scoring games.
Belgium were really good mid 80s, weren't they?
Yeah, because Enzo Schifo. And they beat Spain, I think, 5-4 or something, or 4-3, and then they played Soviet Union then, and
4-3.
Mark, with regarding because of Soviet Union then disbanded, and when started like Mihailichenko and people like that started to come into Western Europe then and play the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
But they were, by the time that happened, a lot of them were past their best. Would you
They
agree
were.
with me?
Yeah, they were. And that golden team, that 80s team was done by then. And if you look at that really good team of the 80s, most of them, nearly all of them were Ukrainian, and a few Georgian players. So come by like USA 94 after the breakup, you had the CIS team at Euro 92, which didn't do anything. And then come 94, it was a very average team. Very, all those Ukrainian and Caucasian players that were lost. And so it took a while for Russia to really, find its stride internationally after the break of the Soviet Union. And then late 2000s, 2008, we had that brilliant performance led by Andrei Arshavin, our Zenit guy.
Well, that's what I was going to come on to, Mark. It's regarding the one success which have come from, from it's the success of Zenit, if I'm honest with you.
Yep.
On a European stage, and because they beat Rangers in the final, didn't they?
In Manchester. That's right.
Yeah, and it's led by Arshavin.
And mostly local boys as well. Nine. I think 9 of the team were Russians. Of that 9, at least half of them were St. Petersburg, were academy products. You had, it was a really strong, locally based team back in 2008. But CSKA were the only other Russian team to have won European honours since the break with the Soviet Union. But yeah, Zenit that Zenit 2008 team is probably the best ever Russian team to emerge.
So roll it on to today now. Where do you think that you watching Zenit today? Where do you think they are? Do they have a strong base now to go from going forward, or?
Oh, very much so. I mean, the World Cup has left a brilliant legacy here.
That's exactly where it's going to come to, the World Cup.
Yeah. I'll tell you. Let me show you where we are.
Okay.
I just unplug the thing. I'll just show you. This is the Gazprom Arena. My screen's gone black.
You're making me jealous now, Mark.
Look at that.
Me jealous.
It really is
brilliant.
One of the best stadiums in the world. That's where we call that the Virage, where you'll see the tifos and our fanatical fans sit. And we have really got, and it's not just us. Most of the teams in the Russian Premier League now have fantastic stadiums. They've really heavily invested in youth training, the academy systems. The academy things here is really big now. Us, Krasnodar, Dinamo, very strong academies. So I think the future for Russia's great. And also, before the World Cup, you could argue, well, is Russia a football country or an ice hockey country? It was always in the balance. But now it's firmly a football country. And a lot more young people come to football now. And one of the things actually I'm quite passionate about, what you mentioned, is about young people in the UK. It's very hard to get into football because of the prices.
Yeah.
Because it's not on terrestrial TV anymore. Here, and the Gazprom, you can see this is one of the best stadiums in the world. We're the best team in the country. Tickets start from 200 rubles, which is £2. That's an adult ticket. That's an adult ticket, and children are half price. So you can bring a kid kids for £1, whole family, £10.
That's unbelievable.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
The cheap seats, but they're still, as a kid, you don't care, do you?
No. Because the owners, the clubs do pay some of these, you hear stories of the clubs do pay a lot of wages going out to some of the stars which come over. But it just shows that you can pay the wages and you can still help the supporters out there at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, we've got expensive tickets, of course. Pitch side, they'll set you back, much like the Premier League prices.
Yeah.
But every club in Russia it's affordable. Our match today, biggest match in the country, will be shown on terrestrial TV, so it's free to air. And this is what I worry about. Back in the UK, when I was, I'm the same age as you. I was Arsenal when I was a kid from North London, and me and my cousin would go junior gunners, £5.
Yeah.
Sit each side. And then after the match, we could go and buy a ticket for the next game if we had enough money. If not,
that's right.
But we'd go half. We'd probably go 8 times a season when we could afford it. The matches are on telly. Champions League was still on telly.
Yeah.
Well, youngsters now, I do worry about the game in England.
Yeah, and you know, and you hear so many stories about property developers taking over, you know, you've pitches, you know, and local pitches and so on. What's the grassroots kind of situation over there?
It's you know, everything over here is improving. Before, the difference between us and the UK is everything's here is city based. You know, we all live in these mega cities.
Okay.
So like Petersburg is sort of between officially 5 and a bit million, but probably more like 7, 8. Moscow is huge, you know, massive.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. It's very hard to obviously get pitches. But what we have got is in the middle of their housing estates. 10 years plus ago, they built loads and loads of 5-a-side pitches. Like,
I got
in the cage, and they're everywhere. Everywhere you go, like when I walk home, when I walk to my bus stop from work, I pass one, and it's always full. I pass 2, but one I walk directly past. And there's a lot going on for sport here. It's probably a hangover from the Soviet Union. The government really supports sport, not just football, boxing, athletics, chess, everything, girls' sports, gymnastics.
It's very similar to the cities over here in Spain, actually, especially like Madrid. You know, you don't have the green fields anymore because of the high-rising blocks and so on. But that's definitely what's missing, like on the outskirts of London and things like that. You know, it's definitely. I didn't think of that actually. I didn't think of that until you just brought it up.
I mean, there's a lot online. A lot of stuff you see online. Kids I say kids, even young, teenagers. Their only exposure to football is playing FIFA. And they judge real life football, and it's
don't start me on that, man.
Well, you speak to some of these guys who claim to be football experts, and I've heard them. I've one of them say, "I don't watch full. It's boring watching full football matches. It's boring." I like. And you're online giving your opinions about football, but you don't watch a match.
I know. It really does get to me. Sell this player, that player, and that player. Buy this player. But hang on, it's a contract between a player and a club. If a player doesn't want to go, he doesn't go.
Well, it's all about your foreign stars. You see it online. Speaking for Arsenal, the way William Partey was built up before he even played a game. People, and now is the way that people are talking about him online. It's like the guys.
I know. And to be honest, I think I thought because you are an Arsenal fan. And we'll talk about Arsenal now. But they signed him when he wasn't 100% fit. He did actually miss the start of the Spanish
he's come from Spain,
season then, and I think because of the way in which Atleti played, very defensive, very counter-attack minded. Because you did have Griezmann. Up front. That's not really the way Arsenal play. And he did have an extra man beside him in the middle of a park when so when he's only got one person beside him rather than 2 people, you share the job, quite smaller. And I think next season's a big season for Partey with Arsenal.
Well, all players, everyone needs time to adjust, different country or in different league and all that. But just the online hype I was reading about, he was the best player to ever play in the Premier League before he'd even kicked a ball. And you think, what are you talking about? But that seems to be the way it is now.
So, as an Arsenal fan, what was your favourite? What was your first game?
First was Arsenal-Southampton. It was under the George Graham era when we were
boring Arsenal.
Yeah, we were. Well, do you know what? I'd give anything to go back to that time. Win Dixon, Adams bowled, Winterburn, the proper back four. So it was a 1-1 draw, and John Hartson, Welshman, scored our goal.
That was my first I don't talk about John Hartson much. He's a Swansea boy.
Oh, okay.
No, he's a lovely guy.
Yeah, he's. So that was my first Arsenal game, and then. So I was about 13, 14 then, and then started going. Me and my cousin used to go regularly with the junior gunners, but then as I got older, I couldn't afford to go. And as I get into my 20s, I couldn't afford to go anymore. So I started to go and watch Stevenage when they were in whatever it was. It would have been League 3 then. Their old 4th division.
I've been to Stevenage when
all way, yeah. Yeah, they're always up. They were generally a conference team. They had a little dip up and then back down, and I think they're coming back down now, aren't they?
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Because they had a good run in the FA Cup one year. They played Newcastle.
That's right. When the fan come on and lamped one of the players who'd been going over the side with his missus. Yeah.
But yeah, my hometown was actually in the conference at the same time. I think Merthyr Tydfil.
Oh right, so yeah, travel down.
Yeah, so I go whenever Cardiff were, because of some of the distances, we were going up to Carlisle and Scarborough and so on. I then watch my local team.
And that's something that's dying out now. People don't do. Again, me and a friend used to do the same thing. Let's go and watch. Get the paper out. Who's playing? St Albans are at home to. Let's go and see that, or
I've been to St Albans as well with Merthyr Tydfil. 5-4 that game was. But I think, I'll be honest with you, Mark. I think this Super League fiasco that's happened over the last week or so. Maybe it's my heart ruling over my head, but I have a funny feeling it's turned a lot of football fans, our generation, into looking back at following their local teams now.
Yeah, I mean, you hope so. The momentum that's there, I hope it stays. I hope. I mean, but we went through all this with '93, Premier League, didn't we? In '92, where we lost football from TV, from terrestrial TV to pay TV, from being able to afford to go to not being able to afford to go, and this was just the next step. And I'm so glad it's great that it's stopped. A little bit of me was sort of thinking, well, if Zenit are in the Super League, I'll be able to watch Man United and Arsenal. That was a little devil on the shoulder. But no, that's not good. That's not good. So I hope, let's hope the momentum's there and carries on and pushes things back a bit more like it was pre-Premier League times when kids can afford to go to the matches and it's on, football not on terrestrial TV. I think that's terrible.
Yeah. Over here. They do have the Europa League games on terrestrial TV. What they also do as well, which I think England are implementing now. I don't know if they do in Russia, but the youth games and the women's game, the women's league, they're definitely on terrestrial TV, and they always that goes basically from 10 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then the La Liga games, on pay-per-view.
Sorry, I just tested the sound system.
No worries. Hey, I can hear the sound check all the way from Marbella, so no problem at all, man.
It will stop in a minute.
No worries.
I don't know what it's like. You can hear it.
No, it's fine. No.
Okay. We have that over here too. Women's football. Everything's online for us, and it's free. Youth football, the YFL Russia, women's football, the under-19s. A lot of club channels show them. The first division, Russian FNL, is all free on TV. So over here, football is very, very accessible. Brilliant. And even a small part of the Premier League is on terrestrial. Each week, 8 of the games, or 8 of the teams will be on pay TV, but you'll get two matches on free-to-watch TV.
What you mentioned about the entry fee? What kind of crowds are you looking at then in Russia?
Well, here today, we're still on COVID restrictions, so we're allowed 75%.
Right. Okay.
Here today will be 40,000 with 2,000 away fans. So we're full today. This is the first game we've been allowed 75%. Before that, we were only allowed 50%. But
right, I got you.
Back in the old days, we generally sell out. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. But what we'll do, Mark, because the stadium's getting ready for the game, we'll leave it there. Many thanks, Mark. I know that it's been a nightmare the last couple of weeks trying to get together, but many thanks for your patience regarding coming on the channel. Really appreciated it.
Good. Well, thanks. I'll just say, anyone, I know this is live. The game, you can watch Zenit versus Lokomotiv on the Russian Premier League YouTube channel. Just search RPL YouTube. It's €5 a month, so it's cheap as chips.
What's your Twitter handle? And then you can put it on your Twitter, and then people can people can follow the link then. What's
Okay.
what's
So it's
your
at Mark Big Potatoes. You can find me. And it's just tweet about Russian football and Russian football. So
no problem. Thank you very much, Mark. Enjoy the game.
Thanks for having me on, Brownie.
Take care, mate. Bye bye.
Ta-da, ta-da.